Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Okay. I think I'm live right now. Need to check my mics. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying to get set up here. Bear with me. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Yes, I'm testing, 1. I am set up. 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Let me just, yeah, let's get down to business right here. What's going on, you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another video. This is Erick Brent. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. You should be getting your stimulus checks out there. Everybody should be getting paid right now. Hopefully you guys are getting your stimulus checks and you don't have to wait a whole long time, and hopefully you know what to do with it when you get it. This is the Family Cash Machine. Welcome to this channel. I'd like you guys to like and subscribe to this channel. We're going to continue to bring you guys pertinent information, valuable information about money. This show is called Follow the Money. It's just, we just talk, we just sit down and we chat about different things with money. We're going to do something a little different today. I wanted to evaluate a little bit the gold versus Bitcoin argument. It is engulfing all the economists around the world. I'm not an economist, but like I told you, I have a tremendous amount of common sense, and common sense is as common as ingeniousness. And as rare it is to find people who are geniuses, that's just how rare it is today to find somebody who's mastered common sense. And once you find an individual who's mastered common sense, you would think you're dealing with a genius, because most people don't deal with common sense. So we're going to go into this real quick. I want you guys to hear Peter Schiff, somebody I got a tremendous amount of respect for as an economist, as far as the global economy, the global economic meltdown, the hyperinflation that's about to happen. He's on point with that. He understands economics as far as the way government distributes money, the Federal Reserve, interest rates, derivatives, all of that stuff. He's on point, but he's a little bit off when it comes, not a little bit, a lot off when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, I want you guys to hear his argument, because this is, this is a lot of the economists' viewpoint, and we're in a new day. We're in a technological era, and they're still kind of primitive in their concept about store value. So I want you guys to hear this, and then I'm going to cut in and talk and share with you guys the truth about Bitcoin and not someone's opinion. But let me go right ahead and let him talk a little bit.
A Bitcoin, I'll get those like $50,000 or whatever for it, that I can then use to buy gold, right? So it's really worthless? Is it really that worthless?
Well, there's a difference between the value and the price. I mean, Bitcoin certainly has a price because people are willing to buy it. And so people value it in the sense that they think it's worth something, and so they're willing to buy it. That's different from something that actually has real value, intrinsic value. I mean, gold doesn't have value simply because people believe in it. Gold has value because it's a metal, and it has properties that are very unique.
Now I want to stop right there. I'm gonna dissect what he's saying. Okay, now he's basically arguing the fact that he's saying Bitcoin doesn't have value because it's not a physical object. He's basically saying that gold has value because it is a physical object. So again, that's a little primitive in its concept. And at the same time, what he's saying that value and prices are two different things. He's correct on that, because I could list my house for $2 million. That's my price. But if the house doesn't sell for $2 million and it sells for $500,000, then that's most likely the market value of that house. But price and value is two different things. I'm gonna let him finish, and then I'm gonna go ahead and close it out.
That other metals don't have, that makes gold extremely useful. So there's a lot of demand for gold in the real economy, not just jewelry, which is one of the most obvious uses for gold, but it's used in electronics and dentistry and aerospace because it has properties that other metals really can't replicate. So you're always going to have demand for gold. Now, the reason gold became a monetary metal in addition to a industrial metal and a metal for luxury goods and jewelry is because gold retains all of its properties over time. And so if I have some gold, I don't have to use the gold today. I can hold on to it and somebody else could use it in the future and it won't diminish. And so it became a store of value because, you know, the value didn't go away over time. And because it had other attributes, it was easy to use as a medium of exchange. But Bitcoin doesn't have any of those attributes. I mean, Bitcoin derives its value simply because people believe that if they own it, somebody else will give them more for it in the future. But that belief, you know, may go away in the future. You know, confidence is a very fickle thing because if people desire Bitcoin solely because they think the price is going to go up, if they no longer think the price is going to go up, they no longer want it. And when the sentiment turns, there's no bottom. I mean, the market could just implode. That doesn't happen to something with real value like gold if people don't want to own gold because
I'm gonna stop it right there. There's no sense in going even further. You see his opinion. His opinion is basically gold has value because it has a function. And the functionality of gold is we wear it as jewelry. They use it in certain aerospace electronics and things of that nature. They don't use a lot of gold in actually electronics. They use more silver because it's cheaper and it's still a great conductor for electricity. But this is the argument. The argument is Bitcoin has no value. It has no use other than this of the speculative expectation of people that is going to keep going up. That is a bold-faced lie. That is nowhere near close to the truth. Peter, shame on you. Shame on you, Peter. Oh my God, I wish Peter would meet with me in a discussion about Bitcoin and its use case and its value. Now, I might not be an economist, but remember, I am a real estate appraiser and I have went to school to learn to appraise value of land, value of your business. I understand value and how value is derived. And I'm going to say this, value comes from the public. And Bitcoin does have a use case. Duh. It's not just something that people are buying and buying and buying. So either Peter doesn't know the functionality of Bitcoin or Peter is downgrading it because he sells gold. He's a person that sells gold. So Bitcoin just shattered gold's records as far as a store of value. It just really shattered all of the gold's parity. And it has shattered it. When it hit 50,000 an ounce, I mean, that's 50,000 a coin, it shattered gold. And it even went over this last weekend of the 14th to 15th of March, 2021, Bitcoin went to 61,000. It's shattering gold within 10 years, 12 years of its existence. It has outperformed gold's, listen, 5,000 years we've been using gold as a medium of exchange, as something that backs money or currency. And Bitcoin has shattered it. And Peter Schiff wants you to believe it's only because people they're just buying it and it's 50,000, a coin, but it does nothing. And that's so far from the truth, people. And let me clarify that. Because first of all, Bitcoin is the first time ever in the history of the world that currency or value could be exchanged peer-to-peer on the internet or on a phone without a trusted third party. There's never been a time in the history of money that we could do transactions without a bank, a financial institution, or some third trusted party in the middle. Bitcoin solved that problem. It has much functionality because there's 2 billion people in the world, for whatever reason, don't have banking, Mr. Peter Schiff. And now with Bitcoin, they can engage in transacting value because 85% of the people in the world have a cell phone. There's places in Africa that don't even have proper drainage and sewerage, but they got cell phones. They may not have the new iPhone or the new, Galaxy, but they have cell phones. And so this makes it more inclusive for people around the world to engage in business. Bitcoin has all the characteristics of money, Mr. Peter Schiff. It has all the characteristics of currency. And what are those characteristics? Money and currency are both portable, okay? They're both durable. You can't destroy Bitcoin. They're both currency and money, both have in common. They're both divisible. It can be divided. Currency and money both have in common these 5 things. Number 4, it's fungible. You know, an ounce of gold in my pocket is the same value as $10 in my pocket. Or an ounce of gold in my pocket is the same value as an ounce of gold in your pocket. You know, 1 Bitcoin in my pocket is the same value as a Bitcoin in your pocket. $1 in my pocket has the same value as $1 in your pocket. It's fungible. And number 5, it is a unit that is used to to buy and to trade. It's a medium of exchange. It has all the characteristics, and it even has an extra characteristic that money has that's different than gold. I mean, excuse me, that money has is different than currency, because money and currency is 2 different things. We somehow get currency mixed up with money, and it's not. Money is a store of value. So they've been using gold as money for 5,000 years, and this is why every fiat currency is supposed to be backed by gold, or silver. So when you exchange that certificate, you are supposed to be able to receive the equal amount in gold or silver. That certificate is just to keep you from having to lug around the gold. But now, since they've taken all these currencies off of gold and silver, it's just currency. That's the difference. Now, with Bitcoin, he said it has no functionality. Okay, let's look at that for a minute. Bitcoin is unique because it is a principle undergirding it that made it all possible. What made us able to transact on the internet without a peer-to-peer is the blockchain. And if you guys Google right now, blockchain technology, it is the hottest technology in the world right now, and it's bigger than the internet itself. It has the capability of decentralizing all of your major industries to make more of an exchange of wealth to the masses of the people. And if that's not a use case, oh my God, I don't know what use case is. It has so many different use cases. It has so much functionality that it is incredibly one of the greatest innovative technologies in the world right now, called blockchain technology. Oh my God, I get so excited. I get so excited because I know what it is. Peter Schiff doesn't know what it is. And if you sit here and tell me that only physical objects have value, let's examine that for a minute. Calm down, Eric. Take a deep breath. Take a brief breath. Peter Schiff got my blood boiling with that. But again, like I said, I respect Peter and his knowledge of economies. He understands what makes economies unravel. He understands what creates hyperinflation. He really has a great understanding of that. But he's so old school in his concepts and precepts and methodology about value. It's not even funny. I'm a master of value. I studied value. I got licenses for value. I understand that Bitcoin is not a price. 50,000 is not a price. Why is it not a price, Eric Brent? I'm going to tell you why it's not a price. Because again, he said price and value is different, right? Yes, price and value is different. You can say, give me 100,000 for Bitcoin. That don't mean you're going to get 100,000. Why? Because that's your price. That's not the value. What determines value? I'm going to tell you what determines value. What determines value is when you take your house and you put it on a public listing and you have that offer open for anybody to make an offer and to compete in offers. And then you have buyers and sellers negotiate, and they negotiating prices and they settle at a price. But the property or the whatever is for sale has to be open for the public to bid. And when the public makes a bid and when they settle on certain prices, that's what makes value. It's the people that make the value. But when you have something that you're selling and you just give it a price, that's not necessarily the value. Okay, value is determined by the public. And if the public all agree and settle on a certain price, that's the value. Wow, that's the difference. So Bitcoin is on exchanges. There's thousands of exchanges where people buy and sell all day Bitcoin. And it's the public and the global community around the world that has made the price of Bitcoin what it is. And that is the public market value of Bitcoin. Because I can take a Bitcoin right now, put it on a public exchange, and I can get from several buyers the value that I'm asking for, because that is the settled, negotiated value of the public and what they will pay for that. So we settled that. So Mr. Peter Schiff, maybe you don't understand value. You might understand economies, but you don't understand where value comes from. Or you're, again, trying to matriculate the people and deceive the people so they can continue to hold gold as the only store of value, or silver. And he keeps talking about a physical functionality, but as though that value is only attached to physical objects. That's not true, because again, Bitcoin does have a functionality, and that functionality is the blockchain. So this is what allowed Satoshi Nakamoto to actually finalize this peer-to-peer transaction, because we had a thing called the double spend problem on the internet. And I'm going to tell you what the double spend problem is. The reason the internet was never, ever able to be used to transact value unless you had a third party. The only way you're able to transact value on the internet until Bitcoin was discovered is that you have a third party. Why? Because you have something on the internet called the double spend problem. I'm going to share with you what that means. This is technical terms. This is computer people. They understood this. And we use the internet, but we didn't really understand this problem that was a problem when it comes to transacting money on the internet. We always needed a third party. Why? Because if I send you an email right now, I still have a copy of that email in my inbox. If I send you a document on the email and I PDF it and send you the document, I still have a copy of that document in my email. So this is called the double spend problem. Now, if I send you $100, it's very important that I don't keep that $100, right? That doesn't work with money. So we have to have a third party to make sure that funds get from point A to point B. That was called the double spend problem. So we could never send peer-to-peer money online without double spending it. Something or someone or some entity had to check to make sure that money went from point A to point B, or that value went from point A to point B, and it didn't get spent twice. Okay? That's called the double spend problem. Well, when we came out with not me, but when Satoshi Nakamoto came out, and the human race, whatever, came out with the blockchain technology, this is a ledger, and it's decentralized, meaning anybody that opens up a wallet has access to the original wallet. It is copied and copied and copied and copied and copied multiple times. Everybody can see the original ledger. They can see every single transaction that's added, taken away, added, and it's thousands and millions of different ledgers. It's not just one ledger, which is called centralization. When you have your bank shares with you their ledger, but they only share with you the part of the ledger that deals with you. And they don't even share with you some of the other documents that's attached to you that's in bank. But when it comes to a public ledger, a decentralized public ledger on the blockchain, we all have access to all the transactions, but the only difference is there's no names. It's just numbers. So if you know your wallet address, you can find all the transactions that came to you. Nobody else knows your number, but we can all still verify and validate and confirm transactions, and nobody could double spend, nobody could hack it, because they would have to hack 100 million people simultaneously around the world at the same time, virtually impossible. This all gives Bitcoin value, duh. All of this gives Bitcoin value. There's so many other functionalities. Now, as of 2013, a gentleman by the name of Vitalik Buterin, He realized that Bitcoin had another function that it could create, other capabilities like smart contracts, where there's contracts now that execute themselves. You don't need an attorney, you don't need accountants, you don't need bookkeepers. The decentralization of everybody seeing the ledger allows it not to be cheated. No one can cheat. Everybody can see everything that's going on, but this contract could be programmed to execute all the different things that it's supposed to execute. Let me give you an example. If I had a DOA, a decentralized autonomous organization, which is pretty much a corporation on the blockchain, I don't have to get documentations to write out the shares of all the different partners. I can just program a smart contract to every week or every month or once a year or once a quarter to distribute all of the funds everywhere it needs to go without any human touching the money at all. This is functionality. This is usability. It's so much functionality that Bitcoin technology has. It is incredible. So for somebody to say it has no function other than just people buying it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's really misleading in a lot of ways. So let him stay in his wonderland over there in his little bubble, because the more and more people start finding out about blockchain technology, the more Bitcoin is going to continue to explode. Because remember, it is the first granddaddy of them all. It is the first introduction. It is the doorway to every single cryptocurrency in the market. There's over 10,000 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. I don't know how many other cryptocurrencies are out there, but if it's on a blockchain, if it's a real cryptocurrency, because I noticed he mentioned it's a digital coin. It's not a digital coin. It is a cryptography. It's cryptography, and it's encrypted, and it's on a decentralized ledger, where everyone has access to the original ledger and can see every single transaction. Wow. How do you cheat a system like that where everybody can see? Well, there's total transparency. And you're going to tell me, Peter Schiff, that has no value in this world where we have hackers? The number one problem on the internet right now is hackers. And you're telling me we have now encryption that they can't hack because 100 million people are all looking at everything at the same time, and there's no one entry for him to go and attack the server? He would have to attack 100 million people simultaneously around the world. Impossible. You're going to tell me that has no value? Oh my goodness. Eric, calm down. Calm down again, my brother. Calm down. You're getting too hyper, but I just want my people to understand. It is so much value here. This has more value than gold to me, because what function does a gold toilet has? It looks great. Oh my God, the gold toilet, it's beautiful, but it's going to flush boo-boo just like the porcelain toilet going to flush boo-boo. What functionality does gold really have other than we use it for jewelry and it looks good? It's going to do the same thing. If I had a gold sink, it's going to do the same thing as a porcelain sink. It has no real function to me other than the fact that we think it's a rarity, but we don't really know what's in the earth. We really don't know. There's gold veins everywhere. We don't really know how much it is in the earth. And if gold is so valuable, then how come it can be so easily manipulated on Wall Street? They just manipulate the prices like you wouldn't believe. They just manipulate the prices. You can't manipulate the prices of Bitcoin. Do you know why? Because the public globally, in a decentralized consensus of everyone, determines the value. There's no contracts and all that stuff where you can really manipulate Bitcoin's value. It's based on supply and demand. That's what gives Bitcoin value as well, is Bitcoin is only 21 million of them. That's it. Finito. There's 18 million of them in circulation right now. And there's 3 million to be mined. And it's going to take 2,140 before they're finished. My grandkids will be dead. And you mean to tell me that demand is going to slow down? Demand is going to continue. And demand is going faster, and there's more and more people. Elon Musk just bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoins. He's not the only billionaire in the world. There's going to be more billionaires that are going to want to buy Bitcoin. So the demand is increasing, but the supply is decreasing. and that creates value. That create massive value right there. So again, there's so many ways that value is created. We don't even know the number of gold out there. We don't know how much gold is out there, but we do know there's only 21 million Bitcoins. So it's a calculated formula. And whenever you have a set number, wow, then you can really determine the value because you have the mathematical formula. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. And I hear somebody in the front, I think it's a truck out there blowing its horn. I'm at my office, but you guys don't fall for that. Bitcoin has no function. It has many functionalities. And I haven't even scratched the surface of all the things that blockchain technology can do. I spent years studying blockchain technology, and it's still unveiling more and more uses and purposes that it can create, and it can disrupt dozens of industries right now in a good way that will redistribute wealth to the people and not allow just one or two people at the corporate level to have all the money. So to me, that's important. That's one of the most important inventions of our century is Bitcoin and blockchain technology. And if you guys don't believe me, go Google right now, blockchain technology, watch a couple videos on blockchain technology, and you will be simply amazed at all the different things that this technology that Bitcoin is built on has. And so with that, I'm going to sign out again. How can this little Compton boy right here, how do I able to maneuver and analyze and review a major global economist like Peter Schiff? Because, like I said, I have a lot of common sense, and common sense is as common as ingenuousness. So with that, I'm going to sign out, you guys. Gold versus Bitcoin. It's really not on no comparison because Bitcoin is programmable money. It's money you can program to do certain tasks. You can't do that with gold. And let me say this. Let me see you walk through the airport with $1 million worth of gold. How are you going to pull that task off? So with Bitcoin, you can have $1 million of in virtual space and nobody even know. That in this world is valuable because we're living in a time where governments will be seizing gold. As they did in the 1940s under Roosevelt, they seized Americans' gold. Go read it. They just came and jacked you and took you for your gold. So that could happen again. I think the only state right now that has gold as legal tender is Utah. I actually met the gentleman whose father got that to be legal tender in Utah. And the rest of the states is up for grabs. You get caught with a bunch of gold and this economy crash, they can easily come in and take your gold. They can't take your Bitcoin because it's put away in virtual space and only you have the private keys. And to me, that's valuable. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You guys have a great day. I hope you got something from this video. This can go on and on and on and on with value and value and value and value that Bitcoin has. So that argument right there, I wish he would come talk to me about it. You know how I've said, entertainer said, I wish he would come with that argument with me because I will gun him down so bad he wouldn't even want to. I mean, I cut him too short to sit down. But of course, I do it in a professional way. I'm excited right now. I just want my people to stay the course, continue to buy Bitcoin, continue to buy other cryptocurrencies. All of them don't have the same function. There are so many different functionalities of cryptocurrency. It's not even funny. I just read about one that's for streaming. There's a cryptocurrency, a blockchain technology company that is increasing and enhancing streaming. And if you turn off your computer, you can loan your bandwidth to this company that they can use when you're not using your bandwidth, and they pay you in cryptocurrency. Wow. So don't fall for that. It has no functionality. This guy is either a lame brain, or he's just trying to continue to promote the gold argument because he sells gold, or he just hasn't really took the time to even study what Bitcoin is about. It is a huge, 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 huge technology. It's not just about Bitcoin. And that's why I'm here to enlighten my people, because we missed the internet. We missed it from an investor's point of view. I'm here to make sure my people don't miss this one and get in this from the investor's point of view. I don't care who take this information and run with it. If you want to come learn with us, we have the Family Cash Machine. We have our own cryptocurrency courses, and we put you in positions to start making money. But if you want to do your own research and study, I don't care. I just want my people to get it. I don't want us to miss out. Yes, I got chills when I said that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is Erick Brent. You guys have a great, great Tuesday. Peace.